Recording now. Thanks for reminding me, Kathy.
Sure.
There's 4 of us coaches on this call. My name's Sarah Boldman. If you don't know who I am, I've been coaching for 2 years. We have Rachel Baldwin on the call as well. She's been coaching maybe a year, maybe 2. Yeah, a year. Erin Sermak's a year, and Kathy Benson's almost 2 years. So, but the 4 of us have been working the business pretty seriously. And so we've learned a lot in the time that we've worked it and have some things to share. So I'm going to start off with Rachel. She's going to tell us a little bit about her story, how she got involved. And then each of us are going to take a turn to speak about ours and then talk about some different things that you might want to learn about the business.
Thanks, Sarah. So I'm Rachel. I got started, like Sarah said, a year ago. It was like almost a week ago was my year, so which is pretty crazy. And I got involved like kind of on accident. I a year ago was still struggling with my chronic fatigue. I've been diagnosed with mono over and over again, even though you're only supposed to get it one time. And I was chatting with my teaching mentor at the time, Erin Sermak, about how much I struggled with this every day. And it was really getting to me. And I would go to bed at 8:00 and wake up and go to the gym for an hour. And because that was necessary for my life. And she was talking to me about, it doesn't have to be this way. Have you ever thought about trying Shakeology? And I was like, well, I've tried just about everything and nothing really works. So I kind of wrote it off, but was doing like behind the scenes investigating. And so when 21 Day Fix Extreme launched, I was like, all right, I'll try it because there's a money back guarantee. And I was pretty much banking on using that. And I didn't. I fell in love with it. I noticed a week in huge difference in my energy levels. And so I was sold. And Erin had asked me multiple times if I had thought about coaching. And I said, no, I'll pass. Like, I have a lot going on. I was getting married, buying a new house, starting a new job. So I was like, no, I'm good. And just when you love something, like think about when you love a movie or you love a new restaurant you tried, you just naturally share that with people. And that's what I did. And people were coming to me and were like, what is this? Like, tell us what you're doing. And I never thought people would care like what I was doing. And so I was sharing with them because I loved it. And I turned this into like quite a business for my family. We're chipping away pretty quickly at our family debt, and which is pretty amazing. And we're in our first year of marriage and we don't have to worry about budgeting. And that has been such a relief on our marriage. We don't have to have conversations about money's tight. And I'm a first year teacher, so I don't make a lot in my salaried job. So it's been an enormous blessing. And I've just been doing it for a year. So it's pretty cool. That's my why and why I got started. So we're eliminating our debt. And now I am passing it on to, I don't remember. I'm going to pass it to Erin.
I think so. I didn't, sorry. Anyway, hi everyone. My name is Erin Sermak, and like Sarah said, I've been coaching probably like a little over a year. I guess it was like November of 2014. And Rachel and I share a huge why. I know she is much like me with like the tired chronic fatigue. So I have Hashimoto's thyroidism, which, if anyone knows, that's a disease that you can carry, which is an autoimmune disease, and also have had chronic fatigue for quite a while. So like Rachel said, Shakeology has been awesome and just makes me feel so good. I am also addicted to the energy boost and the energize, but that's okay. What's great is they're both super clean. And I don't drink Coca-Cola. I mean, I occasionally have it as a treat. I know we're supposed to be so clean and neat, but that is something that I think was in my bottle when I was born. So Anyway, so I have pretty much given that up, which I'm super happy about. But my why really, Sarah, I always call her Sarah Grill, but Sarah Boldman and I have known each other forever. And she was having great results and was sharing what she was doing. And I just was like, can you please let me know what you're doing? Because I have struggled since the day I had my firstborn. I gained 70 pounds with him and just could not, get rid of anything. Couldn't get rid of anything. And so my response to that was just to have another baby. And so, it just kind of piled on. And so, my youngest now is almost 7, and I feel like I'm just figuring this all out. I feel like I can finally just feel like abs. Like, it has taken me a whole year to feel those, but I think they're there. So I just really, like, when Sarah was sharing what she was doing, I was like, can you please tell me what you're doing, because I need some of that. And I did the program with her. I didn't start with Shakeology, but then really committed in the fall to really doing Shakeology. And I made myself become a coach for my own selfish reasons, just to be, to make myself be healthy and to hold myself accountable. And that just has paid off huge for me. Like, I just simply was sharing what I was doing with so many other teachers and friends, and it comes across so natural when you're telling people what's working for you and something hasn't worked for so long, that it was just really easy for me to go from holding myself accountable to actually helping other people achieve their goals. And it was super fun and super rewarding to see them do that. And like Rachel, and I'm sure Sarah and Kathy will touch on this as well, we have been able to do some pretty cool things as a family because of the income. And I wasn't even like, that's not even why I got into it. Now, do I love it now? Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. We have a whole up north place that what I make with Beachbody, which I consider fun money, is like totally paid for with a couple of weeks salary. So that's super fun. Like, every month that's paid for, all the bills, the mortgage, everything. And then I still have money. Like, I feel like it's my money. Not that my husband and I don't share money, but I feel like he can't really say, nope, you can't go shopping. Oh, bummer. Yes, I can. So that's some of my why. For me, it's just been super fun. It's been a great blessing. So many fun people. And I love getting to know more people that are not just within my, 4-mile radius of where I live. So it's super cool business, and it has been a blessing for us. I think I am passing it on to Kathy.
Hey everybody, I'm Kathy, and like Sarah said, I've been doing this for 2 years in April. Sarah and I met through a MOPS group, a Mothers of Preschoolers group, faith-based, that we were in together. And I've been a group fitness instructor for about 10 years, but I primarily was a stay-at-home mom. I have a 12-year-old son and a 6-year-old living daughter, and this has really kind of been unintentionally, but my foray back into the working world. So I don't know if any of you are stay-at-home moms, but for me, being with the kids and stuff, it's nice to have the adult interaction. And so as Erin was just saying, and Rachel and Sarah, that you do meet so many wonderful, positive people, both in our challenge and accountability groups, just being able to connect with other people who are sharing about struggles, and like Erin said, too, common threads. When you become a coach, the accountability is so nice, that added layer of accountability. For me, I was already in pretty good shape teaching group fitness, but I had gotten to the point where I was only going to the fitness center on the days when I was teaching, and then I was using the other time to get things done around the house or just do other things. And the other thing that, even though I've been coaching for almost 2 years, it took me about 1.5 years to totally buy into how important what we eat is, which shouldn't have taken me that long. But I would do the programs, and I'd be like, I had such great success with T25 and not as great with PIO. And then I realized it was what I was eating. And that working out, as we all know, it's so much more than that. So in terms of getting into coaching, Sarah very early on invited me, and similar to what Rachel and Erin shared, I've always been one to just share openly with people in my life about the things that I love and the things that I'm doing, and very genuinely. And so early on, people were just like, what is this? Tell me more about it. I want to do it too. And I was like, okay, I'll become a coach. And So it was a pretty easy start, but 2 years in, I absolutely love doing this. And like any job, there's going to be ups and downs, but there's nothing like a customer, a client, coming to you and saying that you helped change their life for the better and help them be more fit and healthy and prioritize, taking care of themselves and being a good example to their kids. I'm very open about the fact that I go to therapy, and I do this with my husband every morning, our workouts. And when I went to my therapist, I was telling her how we were doing this and, drinking these healthy shakes and, all this stuff. And she was like, you are being such a good example to your kids. And that had not occurred to me at all until that point. So I thought that was a very, very good point. So that's some of my why and my story. And next, Sarah, our leader, Sarah, of our team.
All right. Hello. Okay. I'm going to quickly tell you my story as well. I've been a coach nearly 2 years. Kathy and I, like she said, we started almost the same time. I started, and probably within a month, I got Kathy involved as well. So initially I started because I wanted to lose weight from having 3 babies, and did the 21-day fix and accomplished that in 3 weeks. So of course, naturally, you're going to share about that. And I just shared about it and got a lot of positive reactions from people. And I wasn't even trying to like sell anything or anything like that. It's just people were like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I need to do it, because they, like me, for years had tried many things just to shed the weight without dieting, I don't know. I have a history of having issues with eating in high school, dating all the way back to high school. I had a lot of internal demons dealing with food, and, I struggled a lot with that, and it improved through time, but it never really rectified itself. I did not have a healthy relationship with food or exercise. And I feel like this has almost been therapy for me in a lot of ways. It's healed me in a lot of ways as far as how I look at food now. I look at it as nourishing my body, and by doing that, it's made me stronger, and I've been in the best shape I've been in a long time. Well, right now I'm pregnant, but before I got pregnant, but I am still working out, so that's been good. But it's just been a blessing and helping me. And again, like Erin said, and Kathy said, just meeting a lot of new people, all over the United States is incredible. And we're talking about like really amazing women. I'm not, when we've gone to a lot of these events, it's like you see all these people online and you wonder how they really are. And it's like, these women are really inspiring. And it's just, like Kathy said, it's a business that like I've never been excited about. I've liked my jobs before in the past, but this is the one job where I like really do get excited to get to work. Even after a long day of work, I'll get online and do a few things at night, and I get excited to do it. I don't dread it unless I'm like drop dead tired. But otherwise, it's just been an incredible blessing, and financially it's changed my life completely. But we'll get into that in a few minutes, because I'm going to talk about money, but I'm going to let the other girls talk about some different topics first. So that's kind of a sum up of my why and where I'm at. And I think Rachel is talking next, about time management, maybe?
Time management. Yeah. So, like I said, when I had gotten involved, I was living at home, and I was in the process of getting a new job, getting married, and moving / fixing up the house we live in now. And I was really worried about that. Was one of my objections to Erin, was I definitely don't have time with all these things going on that are higher priority. And when I accidentally got involved, I found that really I was just spending 1 hour a day working this business, and I would just sit down and rock out my to-do list and be done. And that was it. And a lot of what we do for our work is just sharing on our social networking. So that doesn't really take extra time, things I was kind of doing anyways, and I wasn't a super active poster before, but just implementing that into my day just became kind of routine and regular. You're just sharing about your day, about your life. And so then when I get home, I sit down and I work for 1 hour. And that might look different on, a week-to-week basis. I'm a teacher, a special ed teacher. So sometimes I have like 4 or 5 IEPs during a week. And coming home and working for an hour is just not reasonable in my day. But working for a half an hour is. So I do that. And then I use my Sunday to front load or back load what was missed during the week, or if I know that's coming, that type of thing. And the best thing about this business is you get to set your hours. If you're on the go, you can do it from your phone. It's all what you make it. It's really up to you. No one is sitting down and working, for 12 hours and feeling like they're not being successful or whatever. You work from a list, and you're not alone either in what you have to, the work. I call it work. That's like the word, but the things that need to get done, it doesn't feel like work, and you're not alone in the things you have to do. Like Sarah mentioned, we're part of such a big network of people that even when I have a question or something comes up on my to-do list, I'm like, I'm not sure how to approach this or whatever. I'm never alone in that either. So time has not really been an issue since my family got involved. So that's my time management spiel. So I'm going to turn it over to Erin to feeling like you don't want to be a salesperson, right?
Yes, thank you. Can I add something on? I just want to add on too, because I think, I think it's important for a lot of people to know that time management is different for everyone, because clearly, I know, like I have 3 kids. Sarah has kids. We all have kids and things that we have to do, and we're not saying there's not going to be tricky times, because there is. Like, but what other job? Like, can you be on a team call and like give your son a goodnight kiss because he comes in and says goodnight? Like, it's just what you make of it. So I just think that's really cool too. Like if you have a hard time, you're just like, okay, that's on the back burner for right now. And you can focus on your family first, and then, come back to it. That's what's really cool. So yes, I'm going to talk about, I am not a salesman. But I think by nature, my profession is a teacher. And so teachers do not generally, we don't sell, because it's kind of against everything that we are called to do. We are, like teachers, you think of someone who is a servant and is always doing for other people because that's what we want to do. That's why we go into that profession. We don't care about the money. We just want to help, children or whatever you're teaching. We want them to, to do a nice job. Sarah, I'm not muted, right? You guys can hear me. Okay, good. Sorry. So, I think it does feel icky for lots of people to feel like, wow, I just can't do this job because I don't know how to sell anything. And I think the really cool thing about this company and about their whole vision is not what's your quota for the month or what are you going to do. And a lot of times they just talk in terms of, are you going to help people? How are you going to help people? How many are you going to help? But it's totally up to you. If you want to, there are ways if you want to turn this into a business to hit certain quotas, but there's nothing that you have to do. And that's what's really cool. And there's also, they want you to invite people to come and, join and do things like that. But it's really not an inviting process. It's more of like, can I connect with some people? Yeah, I can connect with people. I'm a people person. That's super easy for me. So just so you know, you don't have to be out there, with your sandwich board, like, hey, this is on sale today. You can just very easily share with people what you know, share with them, what you love about the products, which has always been super easy for me, regardless. I don't feel like I'm selling anything. And the great thing too is that you're not selling something that's icky or doesn't work. You're not selling saran wrap that goes around their stomach to pretend to make them smaller. No, you're selling real hard work and real natural ingredients in all their products. They're clean. So it's something that you can feel really good about too, which is awesome. They're just asking you to be social, connect with people, and share what you love. And so, that's my spiel on, you don't have to be a salesperson. You just need to, share what you know and what you love about each product, or maybe you only have one so far. That's okay too. I think 21 Day Fix is huge for a lot of people, and that's something that is easily relatable to so many people because it's got the nutrition and it's got the fitness. So a lot of people tend to enjoy that program. It's a great place to start. So that is my spiel on how to not be a salesperson. Sorry. So I'm going to turn it over to Kathy.
And I'm going to talk about the objection. How could I possibly be anybody's coach? I have not reached my health and fitness goals yet. What kind of role model am I? And one of our biggest things with that is nobody wants a perfect person to be coaching them. And the struggle is real. And my clients and coaches always tell me that they love it when I struggle. Not that they don't feel for me when I struggle, but they want to see it. And, one of the things I'm known for is sharing like a workout video every morning, like a clip of what I'm doing. And I used to only share kind of the ones where I looked like I really knew what I was doing. And then one day my husband is often my videographer, and I was totally struggling. And I don't know if it was like a size workout or something, but whatever I was doing, it was not pretty. And so he was like, "You're not going to share that, are you?" And I was like, no, not at all. And then I was like, wait a minute. I probably should, because I'm sure there are people out there that are not getting these routines the first time they do them and struggling. And so I put it out there and people loved it. And like this 50-year-old woman from my neighborhood who I know from church who had never reached out to me before was like, "Hey, thank you so much for sharing that. I didn't think you ever struggled with your workouts, and that just made you so much more real." And so I think as long as you are on a journey, as long as you're using the products and being an example of accountability, you totally do not need to be this, beach body bikini model or, total body beast guy. I think it's, showing that the struggle is real and showing that you're being accountable and that kind of thing. And so I think people can relate to that and will want to be part of your journey. And next, I'm going to pass on to Sarah, who's going to talk about money.
All right, money. I'm the money girl because I like to budget my money, and I'm actually, and this is an objection I get, is like, I don't want to spend the money on Shakeology. Get it? Because guess what? I'm a little cheap myself. When I started, I was like, no way am I buying Shakeology. That's crazy. But then once I broke it down and did the cost analysis and compared it to what I was spending on what the unhealthy food I was eating, it actually was relatively comparable. And then when I worked the business for 2 weeks and paid for my Shakeology, I was like, no brainer. So I pretty much never paid for my Shakeology. So there you go. There you have it. But anyway, I'm going to tell you different ways that you can make money in this business. And, like Erin was saying, it helped her. She's paying her mortgage on her other home. And it's a similar circumstance for me. I'm getting to the point where I am about the same level with my 40-hour-a-week job, what I'm making, which to me, I'm pretty thrilled about because I work a fraction of the time on this business than I do at my school-based job, which is, you're working for somebody else, which is fine. And it's a great job. And I love working with children, but it's just different, there's just something to be said about working your own hours and doing something you incredibly love and being super flexible and, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so I'm going to go on. There's 10 different ways you can make money. The top one, or not the top one, but the one that people think that we make all of our money on is retail sales. We do get 25% commission on whatever we sell. And we also get 25% on all products. That is actually a very small portion of once you start building your team. In the beginning, it is a big portion of what you're making, but once you build your team, it's actually a very small portion of what I make. And so when people say, I can't do it, I'm not a salesperson, guess what? I'm not a salesperson at all. I'm just a person who's excited about this business, and I enjoy, kind of keeping myself healthy and keeping my family healthy and teaching my kids about, what it is to have a positive outlook on food and nutrition. And that's all it really is, So that retail commission it ends up being a smaller portion once you get into the nitty gritty of the business and start building your team. The other way you can make commission or make money is you do get 50% commission on all Beachbody Club memberships. And you may or may not have heard about club membership. That's that Beachbody On Demand. It's like $42 every 3 months. We get 50% commission on that, which is a nice little, it adds up, so it's a nice little way to make a little extra cash there as well. We get $20 fast start bonuses. That's basically when one of your personally sponsored coach orders Shakeology home direct and within like 30 days of starting their business. So it's just these little things, they start adding up. We get $100 Shakeology Fast Start Plus bonus. We get $50 to $70 bonus Challenge Pack Fast Start bonuses. These are just little pieces here. We get $100 Showcase Pack bonuses. And the biggest one here, this is the 7th one, is Team Cycle bonuses. That's where I get most of my money from. And basically it's where it's Beachbody rewarding you for what your team is doing. I don't make a commission off of what Erin or Kathy sell or do, but I do make, they basically reward you based on how much volume your team and your team's team and your team's team. It's one of those businesses where you are building a residual income and it grows exponentially through time. So it's kind of incredible. I mean, once you start building that team, I could do nothing this week and bring in a nice chunk of change in 1 week because I've got to that point, so that team cycle bonus is huge. And so building that team is important. And like Rachel was saying, if you have questions, we work together as a team, we help each other out. It's a business where it's pretty, it's a simple business. It just requires consistency and following through and, not giving up on anyone or yourself. So, for some coaches that have been doing this for quite a few years, you can earn up to $12,000 a week on Team Cycle bonus alone. So it's pretty incredible how much they'll reward you for how well your team's doing. You can also get a matching bonus from your personally sponsored coaches. That's another way to make money. Also, once you become, there's certain ranks within the business, you get quarterly bonuses based on what rank you are. And basically what Beachbody does is they take 2% of the total earnings from that rank level and they spread it out amongst all the star diamonds. They call them star diamonds. And so every quarter you get a pretty sizable chunk of change, which is really nice. Erin and I just recently joined that team of getting quarterly bonuses. So it's really, it's worth it. And then, the other thing is you can, ideally, not ideally, but you can potentially have 25 different business centers. That's what they allow you to have. So just think about all of those things, multiply it by 25, and it's huge. There's so many coaches in this business that are, have been doing this for 4 or 5 years and are in the Millionaire Club. And clearly there are people that take it very seriously, as actually we all do. The 4 of us that are running this call, we all take the business very seriously, but we also run it according to what our life allows. And, and it's nice to have our different perspectives because, Kathy's a stay-at-home mom and she's a fitness instructor. So it's great to hear her perspective. And then Erin's a busy mom of 3 with, she's a teacher and her kids are a little bit older. So she's running them around all over the place. I'm a mom with 3 smaller kids and pregnant. And so I have that. And then we have Rachel, who's a newlywed and just started teaching. And so it's nice to hear how it all works in our lives separately and differently, and how we've been able to make it work to fit our lifestyle. I don't, I just think it's like one of those businesses that can be malleable like that. So, as I said before, this business has changed my life. We moved to Michigan. We wouldn't have been able to move to Michigan without this business. And now I'm at the point, and, I know we all sort of have these goals, different goals personally and financially. My goal is to quit my job in a year, and I'm pretty hopeful about that one. So, and do this full time. So that's where I'm at. So we just kind of threw a bunch of information at you all. And we have about, 6 minutes left on the call. So if you feel compelled to ask a question, you can.
I'll ask one.
All right. Awesome.
So Rachel, you have only been doing this for a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And are you already at like a diamond rank?
I'm 2-star qualifying.
Two-star
Yeah.
qualifying.
So I've been a diamond since last August.
Okay. So you are like what my dream is right now, to be that.
I didn't really think it was possible, and I have a really, really hard time seeing like bigger picture. Even like in 3 weeks, I have a really, really hard time with that. But it's amazing that it's only been a year, and the financial contribution I get, I make more in Beachbody than I do my teaching job. Granted, I start low on the totem pole teaching.
Sure.
Still, like Sarah said, I spend a fraction of the time doing this, and I love it. I need a hobby anyway. So, yeah.
Did you, I mean, I don't want to use the word luck because I think you worked hard at it, but is there anything you know that you did in the beginning that kind of just set you up for being consistently successful?
Consistency. Yeah, you said it. I'm just very consistent with like everything I do. I talk to people. I am very consistent about talking to people, not even just about, oh, thanks, Erin. Fearless. I don't know about that, but I'm just super consistent. I talk to like 5 people a day, and not necessarily to talk about the business, but just to connect. Like Erin said, I'm an outgoing person, so it's fun to do. And then I invite people to my challenge groups, and I don't do that in a like icky way, and like a way like that makes them feel yucky. I don't know. I think there's a yucky way to do it, and that made me feel weird at first, but I'm very consistent about that. And I am consistent about sharing my life through social network. And that was icky for me at first. And I got kind of a little bit of backlash from my husband, like, that's weird, I don't know. And now I have like, it's pretty crazy that people enjoy following. I mean, think about you probably have people that you really enjoy seeing what they post. So my answer is I'm just super consistent with.
Because I think that's the part where I'm a little like, I'm not normally a shy person, but I do feel a little like self-conscious.
Yeah. And that, like Erin said, she said I was fearless. I'm not fearless, but I just like know what my fears are, and I'm purposeful in like overcoming them. Like I know that's holding me back, so I have to get over it.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I think too, like, it's kind of amazing with this business. The first time you do anything, it does seem really scary. But then now I think looking back like a year later, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, what was I so scared of? So it's okay to be scared, but just don't let it stop you, I guess is what I would say.
And then do you ask people for referrals, or like if once somebody started, like I have one girl now that's doing a challenge group that Sarah's running, and she's enjoying it, and I want to like say in not a weird way, you know, is there anybody else you think could benefit or would enjoy this? Do you guys do that? Or
I do that in a different way. I always approach them like, have you ever thought about being a coach? Like I present it that way. People naturally have given me referrals, but I've never, some coaches do that and they are really successful with that. But I approach it as, because I'd like them to be a coach then really and join the team.
Yeah, I've done it both ways. I think Rachel's right. If you say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Then some people just say, no, it's not for me. But then you can tell that, like I had a coach always posting great things. Like she was basically a coach, but then didn't want to do it. She's like, no, I'm busy. She had a newborn. I understand. And so she's like, I'm happy to give you all my people. And I'm like, well, okay. I just continue to tell her, this is the money that you could have gotten from that. She was just throwing me referrals. 7-8 months later, a couple weeks ago, she's like, hey, I'm ready to coach. I should have done it a long time ago. Yeah, you should have. She's going to be great. So it's awesome.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Does anyone else have any burning questions for any of us? Well, I mean, we'll all follow up with you privately, to find out if there's any questions or concerns, or you're excited, or you're ready to try it out. Just keep in mind, if you do decide to take the plunge and try to become a coach, there's no, gimmicks. There's no, you're not signing up for something for a year. If you decide to do it and you change your mind, you can stop at any time. They have like a 30-day money back guarantee with every product. I mean, there's really not any risk. So it's a kind of a nice thing. That's how I got involved, was because I was like, oh, well, there's not risk. And then I fell in love with it within a week, less than. So just kind of keep that in mind. So, well, thank you everyone for getting on the call on this Monday night, on this dreary Monday night. And we will be chatting with you soon. It looks like we're going to get kicked off in about 30 seconds anyway. So have a good night, everyone. And I recorded it, so I will share with the group, and so you can share it with anyone else that you need to.
Thanks.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay.